Hello teacher, today I'm going to explain you about my lesson plan of PPP. So in the classroom section I have Didactic of English Language 3, the book I have taken the Global, the Unit 3, teacher Joanna Ivet Delgado Sanchez, and the lesson is Passive Voice. So on the date, Saturday, July 18th, 2020. The practitioner Omar Antonio Platero Valladares. So today we are going to start with that. So the next step, that is the objective, is the following. By the end of the class, the student will be able to create 5 minutes conversation about historical inventions by using passive voice. For example, the cell phone was invented by Martin Cooper and Facebook was invented by Mark Zuckerberg with a 90% of effectiveness. So the first one, that is schema activation, have the time 4 minutes and the material computed, board and projector. So in this activity the teacher will start the class showing to their students some image of important inventions in the history of human beings, for example computers, cars, cell phone, etc. Then the teacher will ask to the students to follow the following questions. Do you consider important the computer? What is the importance of the use of cell phones? After that, the student will be asked to discuss those questions in pairs. Finally, 3 students will be asked to change their answers in front of the class, of course. So in the schema activation, in this stage, the students are going to be starting to use the grammatical point without know exactly what it is, because they are going to be answering some questions related with the topic. I consider it as a good way to start. So the next one, that is vocabulary presentation. So the time, that is 5 minutes. So we are going to start. In the material, image, glue, board, markers and paper. So the teacher will paste 5 images on the board about some inventions, for example USB, internet, TV, etc. In the other side of the board will be some phrases related with the picture. For example, was invented by J. Wells, was invented by Albert Einstein. After that, the student will be asked to stand up and make 2 groups with the same amount of students in the middle of the classroom. Then they have to join the image with the phrases according with the creator. And so they have to guess. If some of them know, it's better. Finally, the teacher will correct the wrong answer if it is necessary. So in the vocabulary presentation, in this stage, they will be using the vocabulary that will be used in the class, and at the same time, they will be playing and learning. So in the model real life example, so the time 6 minutes, in the material, page, computer and speakers. So the teacher will give to their student a page with information about relevant inventions, but with some mistakes. Then the teacher will play an audio about the most important inventions in the history of human beings, for example airplanes, microwave, etc. After that, the students will be asked to fix the mistakes that the information has according to what they listen. The audio is gonna be played twice. Continuously, the student will be asked to work in pairs and discuss the importance of those inventions nowadays. Finally, some pairs will be asked to change their answers in front of the class. So in the real life example, it is important because they will be using a real information and they have to read to fix the mistakes. That is amazing activity to them for learn. So in the explanation, the time 10 minutes, and the materials, box, chairs, pieces of paper and pen. So the students explanation and CCQ, of course. the students will be asked to make a circle in the classroom. First, the teacher will present to the student a box that will be in the middle of the circle. It will contain a piece of paper with information, for example, the structure of passive voice, examples, in what circumstance we use it, etc. Second, the teacher will select one student to stand up and go to the box to get a piece of paper and read it. Then the teacher will write on the board the information of those pieces of paper, and at the same time the teacher will be explaining to the class. After have explained everything, the teacher will select one student to create an example related with the topic. If he or she makes mistake, the teacher, with the help of the student, will fix the example. Continuously, the same student will select one classmate to answer other kind of question. The same dynamic will be repeated 6 times. Finally, the teacher will clarify doubts if it is necessary. So in the explanation, I consider it amazing because it is not like a traditional method that is the teacher explain and explain. In this activity, the teacher and student are participating and the students are learning. In this it is something that will get the attention of them. So in the activity 1, the time 8 minutes and the material piece of paper, pen or pencil and eraser. So the teacher will ask the students to work in group of 3. Then the teacher will give some pieces of paper with the shorter sentences in passive voice to each group. The teacher will give some minutes to order it. The teacher will be walking around and monitoring the groups and help them. So after that, the teacher will ask to the student, they have to say the order of the passive voice sentences. If they have some mistakes, the teacher will write on the board the sentences, and at the end, the teacher will the teacher with help of the student will correct them and explain why these sentences are incorrect. So in the activity 1, the teacher will be all the time around the students in order to help them, because the activity 1 needs to be well controlled by the teacher. So in the activity 2, time 9 minutes and materials, page, pencil and eraser. So the teacher will ask to the students to work in the same group. Then the teacher will give a page with some sentences to each group. For example, Maria made a cake. After that, the teacher will give 5 minutes or some time specific time to answer it. To change the passive to active voice, a passive voice. For example, the cake was made by Maria. The active is Maria made a cake, and the passive, the cake was made by Maria. They have to do it. When the 5 minutes end, the teacher will select one person of each group to write on the board as sentences that appear in the page, but in passive voice. If they have some mistake, at the end, the teacher will correct them to understand better the topic. So in the activity 3, the time 11 minutes and the materials classroom things. So the students have to create 5 groups with the same amount of students. Then they have to prepare a short drama in whatever context. So sorry, I forgot something about the activity 2. In the activity 2, it is less controlled. The students are applying their knowledge got it from the class at the moment to change the sentence from active to passive form. That is amazing. So the activity 3, 11 minutes, material classroom things. So the students have to create 5 groups with the same amount of students. Then they have to prepare a short drama in whatever context. Can be in a museum, on books presentation, etc. Whatever situation. using the passive voice at least 5 times each student. And when each group finishes the presentation, the teacher will inform to the group the mistakes that they made if it is necessary. So in the activity 3, it is something great for the students. They have to act like in a real situation, and they will enjoy the moment, and at the same time they will be learning. So in the last, that is the production. In the production, we are going to achieve our goal. We are going to develop our objective. The time 18 minutes. Materials: notebook, pen or pencil, and eraser. So the teacher will ask to the students to work individually. Then the teacher will give them 5 minutes to create a short speech. The teacher will give them 5 minutes to create a short speech about historical invention using passive voice. So, for example, the cell phone was invented by Martin Cooper. Facebook was invented by Mark Zuckerberg, etc. Then some of them will be asked to share the speech in front of the class. At the end, if it is necessary, the teacher will explain some mistake that the student did in order to be sure that everything is clear. So it is the production, is the last step of the PPP lesson planning. So I think it is all, teacher. I hope you have understand my lesson plan, and I hope you have enjoyed